Cloud Atlas was a real breakthrough for me artistically. And then Sense8 was probably the most autobiographical thing that is really me that I've made. And I wanted this to bring that same heart to the trilogy, that the trilogy is a really beautiful love and the struggle of human beings and the meaning of our lives is all in there, and I was struggling with it all when I was young. And but I wanted this older self, this older heart to be a part of the Matrix trilogy. That's one of the reasons I wanted to go back. I think about things like aesthetically, Bullet Time was this desire to decouple time and space in cinema because they're so linked. And I was trying to look for a freedom that didn't exist for this character. And that character is trying to, get free of the system of control that is also true for cameras and movement in space. And I was like, I just want to move a camera in a way that's faster than a camera can travel in our thus learned aesthetic minds. And this is why we both wanted to come back, because the Matrix changed our lives. Making the Matrix was a life-changing experience, and it taught us something really profound about making art. Making art is transformational. If you bring your heart and everything in it, it changes you.
People who weren't even born when when the trilogy was out have immersed themselves in this universe and come to love it and come to understand some aspects of the world and themselves through it. The red pill, the blue pill thing has entered the vernacular. People who have never seen the Matrix, who may even not know what it is, these are items of vocabulary that are in their active vocabulary now. We wanted elements from the trilogy back, but why do the same story? And why just do one more in a row? We wanted Nana had a great idea for something rather more special than that. As we worked, ideas we thought in the early days might be really strong, maybe are strong, but just don't belong in the movie, or they mutated to other ideas, or we get a great scene in Act 3 that's gorgeous and has to be there, but this will negate or require changes earlier on in the film. So we work like that. It's, what adjectives could I use? Holistic, organic, great fun. Great fun. And I hope some of the fun that we had in the writing of the film is tangible to people who watch it as well. After the events of the trilogy, there rose up a faction of differently thinking machines. And there was machine-on-machine violence. The losers, the refugees, the more inclusive group, were given a home by Niobe in Io, and they not only...
The logical part of my brain goes, but the idea of throwing a punch at someone's face, I've read in the script, and then I punch the analyst and his teeth go flying, or let alone an entire fight that I have with Neo in the bathroom, where I have these like dramatic lines, and then we're doing this fight and I'm beating him up. That aspect of it seemed crazy to me. Then as it got closer and I read it more and I started to learn the lines and I started to go to training and I started to understand this world of the Matrix, I started to find my way into it. I would say that I personally didn't have a strategy. I was just trying to learn the moves. I didn't even know what I was doing. But I would say that the fight team, thankfully, and Lana had a strategy for Smith where it's brutalistic and it's strong and it's strong, heavy punches as opposed to Keanu's style, which is more smooth and fluid. That was sort of the difference that they wanted to see. And that was something that Lana had articulated and that Don had also articulated to me. So we worked a lot on posture and, you know, hitting hard when you hit, flowing through. And the thing I still struggle with is flowing through and then hitting hard when you're hitting. Because I tend to get, if I'm hitting hard, it can make me kind of robotic. But yeah, that was it was like big. So when we were in the first rehearsal, when we were sort of talking hypothetically about what the fight in the bathroom might be with Keanu, she's like, you know, Keanu's like, ba, 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 and then Smith is like, ba, and then it's like, da, 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 ba. And when she would describe Keanu, it was faster moves, and then Smith comes in with like a, Keanu is really funny. And Keanu, the thing that strikes me about, that's one of the many things that's very striking about Keanu, is his commitment to what he's doing